Springhurst and Byawatha Hills Landcare group were lucky enough to receive funding through a Biodiversity on-ground action grant. The program was about improving biodiversity within our landscapes. So the specific site here is focused on roadside management and looking at high quality roadside vegetation.
As a Landcare member, and also we have some property that borders along this road. It's really fantastic seeing this project. You know, to preserve these lasting habitats, there's not too many of them around this area anymore. I just think it's fantastic that we can introduce new species back into these areas and preserve them for my son and maybe for his children.
The concern with this area was that if we actually didn't sort of start looking after it a little bit better, we were going to lose the native species that were in this area.
We've been doing some stuff on our property and it just provides these essential links for big and small critters to travel through, and hopefully we'll see them come back onto our land as well.
When we did the habitat assessment, it showed that we had 62 native species living in this area and utilising it, which is quite a significant amount for a very narrow, small roadside vegetation area. It's been a really good thing to understand about this site, that we can actually also then work to improve the habitat and feed sources for those species. So this area here was really important as far as it actually is a really good remnant area that was sort of what our landscape used to look like in the Springhurst area, and it was becoming degraded. So we were trying to enhance that to maintain that good quality vegetation and also improve the areas that had been more heavily degraded with invasive species, and so that we can actually get those back up to being a good quality vegetation area. So they have multiple benefits, apart from being really good for our native plants and also our native fauna. It also provides a good example of what we used to have in our landscape, particularly for our future generations, so they actually know what our landscape used to look like. And also it provides good fire control and stuff, because if we have a lower quantity of species such as flourish, which provide a lot of fire bulk in these roadside areas, and just have a lot more native grasses, it provides a lot less fire hazard as well.
As a landholder, I love flourish. It's fantastic stock feed, but on our roadsides, it's really causing major havoc, and trying to reduce that population just gives our native species a better chance of survival.
They found a total of 150 species of plants in this area, and of those I think 98 were native species, which is a pretty good percentage for an area that sort of has been predominantly cleared from our landscape. The white box in this area is also a late winter flowering species, so it's really important for some of the species such as our regent honeyeater and swift parrot, which are actually endangered species within our landscape.
As a Landcare member, a lot of the members of our Landcare group have come in various parts of the project to help setting up, doing weed control, doing some monitoring. We had a snake day where people came out and could have a look at what reptiles are actually here.
The other thing that was really highlighted in this area is a lot of the hollows that we have within our trees and that, which are actually really important nesting areas for a lot of our native birds and mammals.
There was quite a few of us here doing the tree planting, which is fantastic that it's been a community effort.
Definitely a community approach. Without the community behind something like this, particularly those within the Landcare group, projects like this don't get going.
The Biodiversity on-ground action grant was essential for us to even contemplate such a project like this. This has been a massive project for our Landcare group.